Hi, my name is Daniel Gruesso, and I am the product manager for the Create Source Code group here at GitLab. And today I'd like to share with you the kickoff for our 13.3 release, which is slated to be released on August 22nd of 2020. Let's get right to it. So the first couple of issues we're going to focus on is we started work on them in 13.2, and we're going to work on getting them over the line as part of 13.3. The first one of those being showing the approve button for merge requests in core. An important part of the code review process is kind of giving that clear signal that the changes have been reviewed and they are good to go for merging. And ideally, we have a clear signaling and mechanism to do that. Well, our merge request users in core currently do that in a couple of different ways, such as giving an emoji thumbs up or simply a comment on the MR, as there's no other clear mechanism to do it, as I'm showing on my screen here. So what we're going to focus on is basically bringing the approve button for the merge request that are done in core. So one important note there is that merge request approvals, which basically require that an approval is made before the merge request can be merged, will remain a starter feature. And basically the approve button in core will be entirely optional, and you will still be able to merge even if the merge request does not have approval. We think it's an important signal and a clear signal and a consistent way to indicate to those authors that everything is good to go. The second issue that we're working to get over the line is around code intelligence, and it's the ability to find references for a particular term in your code. The part that we already released allows you to go to definition, and that's great. And then the second part that we're going to add is show you the references where that definition is being used, which you will see here. It's going to be a separate tab in the code intelligence model. So very excited about that as well. Next up is going to be support for selecting code owner sections to be a required approval rule. So as part of 13.2, we released the ability to have discrete sections in the code owner's file, and that basically allows multiple groups to look after common parts of the code. So for example, if you have a development team and a compliance team that want to be able to be involved in changes, they can now do so with sections. And how we're tying it with approval rules is that today you're able to address either users or groups in approval rules. And what we want to do is give you the ability to address a section that you have previously defined in your code owner's file. So this will give you the ability to do that. Next, we're working towards the role of reviewers on merge requests. So we recognize that having a dedicated reviewer for your merge request is an important distinction, and it kind of gives you that clear separation between author and reviewer. And the first step that we're going to take towards that is showing a reviewed by column in the merge request widget. So today you will see how many pending approvals you have and who has approved. Additionally, we're going to add the reviewed by column, which will indicate who has participated in the merge request. And that can be in the form of a comment, in the form of a suggestion. And that way you will know who is involved. And this is kind of the first step that we will take to having a dedicated reviewer section in merge requests. So excited about this one. The next three issues that I'm going to chat about have to do with the maintenance, cleanup, and managing the size of your repo. So today we give you a couple of options to manage the size and the contents of your repo, and we want to enhance those so there's more tangible feedback to the user. The first one of those is going to be pruning all loose objects as soon as you run repo cleanup. So today, when you do repo cleanup, there are some objects that are not referenced by any part of your repo, and those don't get cleaned up immediately. Those that get cleaned up either on cadence or if you manually run some git commands. So what we want to do is we want to clean those immediately after you run repo cleanup. and that will be in order to give you that immediate feedback that the cleanup that you have run in your repo has worked. And the second one is basically cleaning up objects that are unreferenced, but this time around it's going to be for LFS objects. So just as when you run cleanup, any LFS object that is not referenced by any part of your repo should be immediately cleaned up. And then finally, we want to give you kind of that tangible feedback, and updating the stats immediately. It's an important part of that. So we will see that in two places. The first one is going to be here on your repo overview. We tell you about the size of the files and the size of the storage that is being used. So we want to make sure that that's updated immediately. And the second one is on your profile in the usage quotas. So today, if you visit your user settings, you will see an option on the bottom left that is usage quotas. And here you have a storage column. And this indicates the space that is being used by each one of your projects. So we want to make sure that the numbers here update immediately as well to give you that immediate feedback. So very excited to work on these features as part of 13.3. As always, your feedback is very welcome. Please reach out if you have any, and we look forward to seeing you next month.